Assalamu alaikum and welcome my students in grade 3 to the new lesson time intervals. Alright, first let me explain what is time intervals. Time intervals are the small parts or small sections of the times. For example, 1 hour is 60 minutes, as you know. So the 60 minutes, every minute is called interval. So we have 60 intervals or 60 minutes in 1 hour. So let's get started with the lesson. Which is suitable unit of time of each activity? Eating breakfast. Which is more suitable to say or to describe eating breakfast? Is it 15 minutes or 15 hours? Which is suitable for drinking a glass of water? Is it 10 seconds or 10 minutes? And finally, which is suitable unit of time to describe or to say about the flying from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta? Is it 2 minutes or 2 hours? I'm sure that is easy for you to say, because you need to just differentiate between minutes and hours and seconds, and this is easy, I guess. So eating breakfast, we can say this takes 15 minutes instead of 15 hours. 15 hours is too much, so 15 minutes is, we can describe eating breakfast as 15 minutes. Alright, drinking a glass of water, 10 seconds or 10 minutes. Minutes is bigger than seconds. Each minute is 60 seconds. So 10 seconds is more suitable. It's suitable. It cannot be 10 minutes of drinking water. This is too much. We can say about drink a coffee. It might take 10 minutes, but drinking water, a glass of water, it only takes you need only 10 seconds to do that. What about traveling or flying from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta? It's actually by plane. So this will not take 2 minutes. 2 minutes is too less to travel. So 2 hours is a suitable description for flying from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta. All right. So now we know how to describe events or any action by using seconds, minutes, or hours. Or sometimes you might need days or years and so on. Here we have John left his house at 8:10 and reached school at 8:30. How long did the journey take? Now we already know the time of departing or getting out of the house, and we also know the time of arriving at school. It's 8:30 and getting out from home was 8:10. So we can say how long did the journey took by counting the time. So this is 8:10. As you see, this is 8:10, and this is the time when John left his house. So after that, we can count on in steps of minutes, 5 minutes from 8:10 to reach 8:30, because between to each number it's 5 minutes. So when the minutes hand moves from the 2 to the 3, this means 5 minutes has gone. So this is which we are going to do, is starting from the 2, because the time of leaving or leaving home it was 8:10. So starting from here, counting in steps of 5 minutes, from here to here 5 minutes, so it will become 8:15. Then 5 minutes when the minutes hand reached the number 4, which becomes 8:20. After that 8:25, then 8:30, which means the time that John reached the school. Or we can just simply say John left home 8:10 and then reached the school at 8:30. Then from here, how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4. Each step stands for 5 minutes. So 4 times 5. 4 steps times 5 minutes equals 20. The journey took 20 minutes for John to from leaving his house until reaching his school. All right, let's look at the next example to make it more clearer. A show started at 9:15 and ended at 9:50. How long was the show? You know the show. It's an event that is presented in a TV or just on a stage, or so this is called a show. The show started at 9:15 and ended at 9:50. How long was the show? We need to start counting from the time when the show started, and then we are going to count in steps of 5 minutes to reach 9:50. After that, we are going to calculate the steps and multiply it by 5, as you will see now. We count on in steps of 5 minutes, starting from 9:15, because the show started at 9:15. Then we are going to count in steps of 5 minutes, because between one number in the clock, on the clock, between one number and the number after it, it's 5 minutes. So from 5:15, then 9:15, then 9:20, then 9:25, 9:30, 9:35, 9:40, 9:45, then 9:50 when the show ended. Now we are going to calculate or to add the number of steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 5 minutes equals 35. Or we can simply add the minutes. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 minutes plus 5 minutes plus 5 minutes equals 35. This means the show was 35 minutes long. Now, Mr. or Mrs. Johnson started teaching at 10:30. Her lesson lasted 15 minutes. What time did her lesson end? Now notice this question is different. We are given the time that the starting time, and we are given not the time or the ending of the lesson. No, we are given the duration that her lesson lasted. It said here her lesson lasted 15 minutes. This means she spent 50 minutes introducing or teaching students. So what we are going to do is we're going to count on in steps of 10 minutes in this time, in steps of 10 minutes. So this is possible, starting from 10:30 until we reach 50 minutes, or when we count 50 minutes, then we will stop. So here, starting at 10:30, because she started teaching at 10:30. Then I'm adding 10 minutes. This means 10:40. Then 10 more minutes, 10:50. 10 more minutes, 11. 10 more minutes, 11. 10. Let's see now how many minutes do we have so far. 10, 10, 10, 10. 4 tens means 40 minutes, but the lessons lasted 50 minutes. So this means we need to add 10 more minutes. So this becomes 11:20. What we just did is that we counted 50 minutes as it's shown here in the question, because Miss Johnson lasted or took 50 minutes to teach. So this brings us to the answer her lesson ended at 11:20 because we just finished counting 50 minutes with the time 11:20. This means her lesson ended at 11:20. Now we are gonna have the last question. A train took 2 hours to travel from town A to town B. It arrived at town B at 3 o'clock. What time did the train leave town A? In this question, what is mentioned is the arrival time and the duration of the journey. But we don't know from the question when did the train leave, the starting time of the journey. We don't know, but we need to do some calculation to know what time did the train leave. This time, because we know the time of arrival, so we are going to count back instead of 1 hour. It's possible to count in 1 hour because this will be more easier because the journey took 2 hours. It's so difficult and it's so hard to count in steps of minutes. This will take much time, but it's better to count in steps of 1 hour. But we are going to count back because we need to know the time that it started. We know what time did the train arrived the town B. So we are going to start from here because this is at 3 o'clock. The train arrived at town B, right? So counting back, this means I'm going to minus each step. I'm going to minus 1 hour. So because the journey took 2 hours, so from here counting back 1 hour, this will become, the time will become 2 o'clock. After that, counting back 1 hour or subtracting 1 hour, this the time become 1 o'clock. Now we counted in steps of 1 hour 2 steps and we got 2 hours, and this is the time that the train took to travel from town A to town B. And by doing that, we've got the time that the train started or left from town A. It's 1 o'clock. So the train left town A at 1 o'clock, and then it took from the train 2 hours to reach town B. 2 hours mean from 1 o'clock I'm going to add 2 hours, which become 3 o'clock. So our answer is correct. The train left town A at 1 o'clock. So guys, we have reached the end of the lesson. If you have any question, just please don't hesitate to ask me. I will see you inshallah in the next lesson. Assalamu alaikum.